I definitely have to ask you, bro, what was your first time on stage? Like, did you kill it or did you bomb?
From what I understand, I killed it, but I was nervous as hell.
Nervous?
I was damn near shaking. It was, like I said, it was back in 2014. I was up there. I had forgot everything I wrote. It was my absolute first time. I forgot everything I wrote.
Damn.
And I was up there literally winging it. And it worked.
Hey guys, what's good? And welcome to the COSIGN Life. If you're watching this video, that means you co-sign us and we co-sign you. So here are a couple of ways to support us at COSIGN Magazine. Number one, view the description below, click the link, and purchase an issue of COSIGN Magazine. Just like this one right here, physical. You can purchase this. Number two, you can also support us by purchasing COSIGN merch. Hit the link below and it'll take you to all our past merch items, and we'd love to have your support and see you wear COSIGN Magazine.
What's good, world? We're back for another episode of COSIGN Conversations. This time I had to bring in the comedic god, the young legend of Dallas. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Richie Fontane. Been killing him on socials, doing stand-up, hosting. My man's getting to the bags right now, so we had to tell him to hold off on the bag for a second. Just pause real quick.
For a minute.
Just for a minute. Come in, check us out. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about the growth, how you started, and everything. So before we get started, my guy, Richie, pleasure to have you here, man.
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
You know
It's
what
a
I'm
pleasure.
saying?
It
And I'm
really
super
is.
transparent. So it's your second time back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You
I
know.
can't see the first one. The first one.
I was gonna keep that between us,
you know
but
what
you
I'm
got
saying?
it.
But you know, we're gonna be transparent. You know,
For sure.
just let y'all know, like, it ain't always, you know, glitter and glam. Sometimes players mess up. You know, I try to do the interview without my production team. And
Fail. That was a fail.
it was a fail. You know what I'm saying? We had one camera, one mic. You couldn't hear me, but it's all good. Now
I was
we're
holding
here.
the camera myself, actually. I was doing it like
Yeah,
this.
he was like this. Nigga, what do you want to ask this, KG? But nah, we're here now. How's your day going,
So,
boss?
man, it's good, bro. I almost had to strangle my nephew earlier.
What happened, bro?
He had my phone. I gave him my phone last night. He was a kid, like leave me the hell alone type
Okay.
thing.
I know what
I
you
didn't see
mean.
my phone for like another 12 hours.
Man.
It was under his bed in a chute.
In the
And it was like, nigga, what were you doing under there? Like, okay. So, yeah, I almost strangled him. But other than that, we good, man. That's a good morning.
Man, that's what's up, bro. So, Instagram's been booming lately, bro. I seen the growth. I think one time I looked up, bro, you had grown by like a K, like 1K, like in a couple of days.
Yeah,
Like,
it was, of course, I've been, man, everything that happens, of course, because, you know, people just see it as like, oh, that's good for him, but
Right.
it's happening to me, of
Right.
course, so every time I wake up and some shit like that happens, like, oh, this is crazy, so yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
that's
It's a
what's
good
up. So let's start from the beginning, bro. We had this conversation before, but you know, let's get back to it. So where you originally from?
I'm originally from Los Angeles, California.
LA.
Of course, I was born and raised out there. I moved to Dallas when I was 17. I was
Okay.
turning 17. I was about to turn 17. Went back and forth a couple times, but love Dallas, Texas. But yeah, I'm originally from Los Angeles.
Okay, so you didn't go to high school here?
Yeah, no, I went to Duncanville, and then I graduated from this little private school not too far from it.
That's what's up, bro. So, man, so when did you really start making a name for yourself in Dallas? Because you only had, what, like 1 or 2 years of high school before
Yeah, for
it
the
was
most
time
part. I think, well, we were promoting parties first. So that was, of course, when we were not necessarily kids, but younger, I want to say very early 20s, so on and so forth. We were promoting parties, doing pretty good jobs, so on and so forth. But of course, that came from, that comes from you recognize where you at, you know a lot of people, so on and so forth.
Right.
And then I, of course, get into the part where I was funny, which actually, of course, matters.
So, like, being funny has been like a part of your whole life.
The whole time, bro. But you gotta hone that kind of thing, and I think it took me a minute to recognize that. I was like, yeah, you funny, but in order to do what I want to do with it, you
Right.
gotta apply it, to a direct source. So I've always been in the room, be like, oh man, you're funny.
Gotcha.
And then I didn't get on get on stage until 2014.
2014.
That was my absolute first time.
Okay, man, so I want to ask this question. So we see it with artists, athletes, etc. Like, they always had the talent, and then we know what it takes to make it,
Yeah.
as an artist or as an athlete,
Yeah.
or as an entrepreneur even. But what does it take to progress as a comedian? Like, what are those steps? Like,
Well, of course, I wish I could answer the full question, but I still ain't made it yet.
Right. So what steps are you
so once I
taking?
make it, I'm gonna come back to you. I answer the full
Yeah, let me
question.
get
But
exclusive.
absolutely. But as of right now, man, to number one is being funny.
Okay.
That's absolute
Gotta
number
be
one.
funny.
Yeah, that's clearly that's it. And then, you know, it's about relativity. I can make skits and sit and talk to you about stuff that never fucking happens all day. It'll be funny, but you won't feel it how you feel when I speak about shit that actually happens to you. So when you talk about dating and you talk about jobs and you talk about, you know, shit that actually goes on every day in people's lives, they feel it more because it's like, oh, that literally happened to me a couple days ago. So I think the building process, of course, is about actually having the talent, but then applying it to things that people are going to enjoy, and then, of course, being consistent about it.
For sure.
That was something I was missing, actually. My consistency, it was like, it was there, but it wasn't, of course, how I have it now, to where I know for a fact it's like, all right, bro, if you're doing this well, don't stop doing this well. Like, hit it until it works, and it just happened to be working.
So what's your process? Like, how do you set that up? Because, you know, some people, well, I don't know, but I would assume some people just get on Instagram sometimes and just talk and hope that it translates. Is that what you do? You freestyle, or you kind of have notes? So like, okay, I think I want to drop this video today. Let me just kind of get some talking points and then go at. Like, what's your process when you start dropping your videos?
So, and it'll happen like this in a random conversation. I'll be having with somebody, something to be said, and it'll spark my mind. I get to go, and then I can take whatever that conversation was, I can turn it into, of course, something to put on the internet. So if it happens, I either, of course, jot it down in my mind, or if I feel like I'm doing too much, I won't remember it, I'll like pre-record it. It's like, hey, just, you know, like a key talking point. And then once I watch it, it's like, okay, that's what I was gonna say. So it's like, it's those two ways, or either I'm literally sitting in the car, which I was the other day. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. And I parked and I recorded this shit. So for me, it's solely based on the inspiration that, you know, at that point, whether it be I got inspired at 4 a.m. this morning, or I got inspired absolutely right now and pulled it over and did it.
So basically you're saying you like Hov and Wayne, you don't write your own rhymes or jokes. They just come to the head and you got it right here.
I'm telling you, not even to be funny, but I'll pull up my phone 5 or 6 actual sets that I do on stage, of course, and it's literally me going up there and deciding what I'm gonna say up there.
That's crazy.
Looking at the crowd, fucking with them, of course, and then, you know, oh, this is a good joke, let me try it, type shit, of course. So, yeah, I will say it. So, you see it, Jay. You know what it is.
So when you performing, are you one of those comedians, bro, like, if you see something in the crowd that might spark your interest, like, you know, this is funny, I'm gonna go in on him. Would you do that?
No, that's all I do.
Okay, so I'm gonna sit in the back and just... I'm gonna sit in the back. So I'm emo, bro.
That's one of the biggest parts of when I do stand-up. For me, a lot of comedians will go up there, you know, and do they written work, which is important. It's important because when you have a really good joke, you need to work at it. I did a joke. I did it 5 times before I really felt like it worked. I felt good about it, and of course I did it the first time. It was cool, you know, a couple giggles, so on and so forth. But it didn't work for me until I did it that absolute 5th time. So the shit that I work on, that's, of course, that came pre-written, that came in my mind. I knew I was gonna do that. But if I get up there and someone is, you know, sitting there not laughing, don't play that shit at all.
I'm coming for you.
Exactly. Like, don't just sit here and be like, oh, he's not funny. All right, well, let's prove it.
Okay, Mr. Cool Guy.
Exactly. So that kind of shit, and then, of course, so on and so forth. It's just if you do something in the crowd, or I know you don't gotta do nothing, but if I see you and I feel like I got a talking point for it, then I'm gonna say something.
You gonna go in.
Absolutely.
That's what's up, man. So what's the difference between, for comedians, from Instagram, when I'm saying Instagram, but social videos opposed to stand-up?
The difference is there's no do-overs. Every time you see a video, well, not every time, to be honest, I don't really have to do them over. If anything, I'll just pause, just, you know, to get my mindset going before I start the rest of the video. But on stage, there's no do-overs.
No do-overs,
It's that shit wasn't funny, and they gonna let you know. You got another joke, nigga? Because that one didn't work. And then, of course, on the internet, I control it. I control when you see it. I control how long it is. I control every point of it. And it's like, I'm gonna give you a finished product that I feel like is gonna work. You can not think it's funny, but this is the finished product of it. On stage, it's like, hey, y'all like that? No?
Okay, let me keep trying.
I'm gonna move on. So the biggest difference, of course, is just being one chance on stage, and you can do whatever you want on the camera.
Another thing about social is, like, it's kind of like you have 2 ways of capturing their attention, and killing a joke. You have the actual video, and then the caption.
Oh yeah.
And the caption be funny as hell too. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big part of it, because what I've had to recognize, because especially on Instagram, you know, they created that algorithm on us. So it's like we're all fighting against it to get our shit out there. So you got to recognize the key points that people do when you're on the internet and you scrolling and you read something in your mind, and so you might scroll back and like, hold on, what'd he say?
Yeah, what'd he say?
Real fast. And then boom, I got you to watch the video because you liked what I wrote, versus me just putting a laughing emoji there, like, fuck him.
Yeah,
Keep scrolling,
exactly.
yeah. So I put not a lot of thought, but of course I actually think about what I'm gonna write before I just post it up there. I think that's an important part of it, is getting your shit out there.
Man, so I definitely have to ask you, bro, what was your first time on stage? Like, did you kill it or did you bomb?
From what I understand, I killed it, but I was nervous as hell.
Nervous?
I was damn near shaking. It was, like I said, it was back in 2014. I was up there. I had forgot everything I wrote. It was my absolute first time. I forgot everything I wrote.
Damn.
And I was up there literally winging it. And it worked, but I was like, damn, that was the scariest shit I've ever had to do. Because you get up there and just like I said, I'm not fucking with that. Yeah. You didn't make me laugh right there.
You're extremely vulnerable too, man.
Extremely. And then of course you got the, what do you call them, the hecklers. Once they decide, you know what? I got something for this guy. It's like, oh, now we're both comedians. So that's good. So of course you got to win that battle. But my absolute first time, yeah, bro. I did well. Of course I'm not gonna say it was the best show ever. I did well, but I was nervous as shit.
No, that's what's up, bro. So man, people say, what are your thoughts on this? I seen it recently that people were saying that Kevin Hart's really not funny.
That's the weirdest thing to me, because it's like, I think, you know what's even crazy? You know who Drewski is?
Drewski,
light-skinned cat, who I think is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I seen somebody say the other day that he was funnier than Kevin Hart. And I was like, we've never even seen him on a stage.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a fan of him personally. I think the guy is hilarious, but no.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We got to see this nigga do two things first. We've seen Kevin Hart do camera work, but it's not, really his thing. He actually do movies, but just the thought process of saying a literal comedian who's climbed a comedian mountain that most have not seen and actually type, he's not funny, is insane to me.
Right.
So it's like, I don't think he's funny. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Your opinion. Wrong, but your opinion.
Right.
And then it's to say, no, he's not funny. It's like, well, that don't make a lot of fucking sense. Now do it. Because how did he get here? So yeah, me personally, I think the shit is insane, but then again, I'm a huge fan. People say I'm biased.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta look at his track record, bro. Like, he's proved it at every level.
It's the same, it's the same theory as how they treat LeBron. You really think about it. Yeah. LeBron he's going into his 19th season. So for 18 years, you've seen this kid do nothing but ball.
Right.
And people still say he's like an average player. He's not top 10. He's like, they treat him like he's just regular.
Yeah.
It's like, nigga, how long do I gotta be good at something?
Exactly.
For y'all to not say weird shit like, oh, you're not good at it.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. So in the same sense as you watch Kevin Hart, I think my first time seeing him was, have you ever seen Alone Came Polly with Ben Stiller? And,
I have.
And you remember he had the little cameraman job? He had like 6 roles.
Yeah.
Until now, it's this literal movie with his production company, so on and so forth. It's like, well, shit, at least respect what he did.
Man, of course.
You don't gotta necessarily like him, but at least respect what he did, from fucking Soul Plane and Paper Soldiers and shit. From all of this shit until you see literal now. He's putting out movies under his production. Like, at least respect that much, and people can't even do that.
Yeah, and he putting people on too, like with his,
On top of that,
bruh,
putting his people in his movies is a huge thing.
So for one that cosign, we will not tolerate any LeBron James slander ever, and Kevin Hart slander.
I just think at some point, respect the excellence.
You have to.
What the fuck else can I do to prove to you that I really do it? Yeah. And people still get an opinion on the internet. It's
people gonna miss them when they gone though, and that's how it always is. You gonna miss them when they gone.
Yeah, they should. I watch people hate Kobe, which is insane to me too. So yeah.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I loved Kobe as a player, but I'm a hooper, right?
Yeah.
I never wanted to play with him though.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, give me the ball.
Never want to play with him.
You smart enough.
Yeah, bro. But like, man, he was a savage, bro.
A savage, bro.
A complete
savage,
savage, man.
Said, of course, being from Los Angeles, like, especially to the boys who, their dad's not in their life, we treat that nigga like our father. Yeah. Like, I've met him, I want to say maybe like 4 times.
Kobe?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Every time, my grandma got a picture of me and him actually back in LA. Met him like 4 times. Every time I was like, damn, I'm about to pass out and die. It's Kobe.
It's Kobe, bro.
Every time.
It's Kobe, man. But like, bro, that Mamba mentality, that it crossed boundaries, industries, etc. Like you can apply that
to everything.
To everything you do, man. So while we're on Kobe, like how do you apply that into what you do as, you know, an entertainer? Because I don't even want to call you a comedian, bro. You entertain.
I appreciate that.
As an entertainer.
I appreciate that.
How do you apply that Mamba mentality?
My absolute first thought process of applying the Mamba mentality, number one, is to keep going. Because, of course, as we watched him, you know, not necessarily fail, but he didn't, of course, achieve the goal, which to him was win a championship ring every fucking year. So he played 20 seasons. He won 5 rings, so that's 15 years of him not winning, of course, him not reaching his goal. So for those 15 years that he didn't do what he wanted to do, he just kept going, the following season, so on and so forth. And then I think, of course, continue to apply pressure. Nigga scored 81 points.
81.
When you got to 40, you pretty much did your job. And then 50.
Yeah.
And then 60.
And kept going.
So, all right, bro, you're going to get 70. 80, and then he got one more. And it was like, yeah, okay. So just continue to apply the pressure until you decide, all right, enough's enough.
Right.
And clearly, it takes a minute.
Bro, another thing he did, he studied the game up until, like, even when he retired, like, he studied the game.
You remember he was doing the detail show.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, I think, and I watch comedians. I watch Def Comedy Jam religiously. Like every night, once it's time to lay down, I'm watching old Def Comedy Jams. Like I said, being a fan of actual guys that are, you know, have done their work right now.
Right.
Drewski, who else do I love? DC, Carlos, so on and so forth, watching them, so on and so forth. Like studying success, I watch Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, who's my favorite comedian ever. All of these guys, because if I want to do what they're doing, ain't no point in sitting there saying, oh, I don't need to, I don't need to watch that shit.
Right,
nah, you can take it, you can take notes. Of course, don't take their shit, but you can take notes and study and apply, of course, shit that made them, successful and going about it the same way.
Man, so what's an ideal route, right, for a comedian entertainer, right? So like, you think you used to have, like you said, Def Comedy Jam. Wildin' Out. I don't know if that still is in existence.
It's confusing to me,
have.
actually. I don't know if I'm seeing new episodes.
Yeah, they were all Def Digital. So like, is that the route now, or is it more so online until somebody discovers you?
I think personally, for me, I think it's wherever the fuck it's at.
Yeah, wherever it's at.
To me,
blueprint.
because I originally felt like, okay, we have to do it through the internet. Because you watch kids do it through the internet. Exactly. When the cats that had got famous from Vine,
right.
And then you watch the cats get famous from YouTube, you watch the cats get famous from Instagram, you watch the cats get famous from Twitter. I was like, okay, so we got to build it through the internet. But at this point right now, sitting here, I can say, no, I'll take it where it's at. So if it's on stage, yeah, perfect. If it's on the internet, that's awesome. If it's in a fucking movie, that's even better, so on and so forth. I don't care where necessarily it comes from. I just care about, of course, if it works or not.
Gotcha.
So I would tell boys to start with the internet. It helped me, of course, a lot. But I wouldn't tell nobody to limit themselves to it. That's for sure.
Nah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
So man, you got the entertainment part down, bro. But in anything, bro, having the talent, you have the talent. It's just one part. The other part is the business.
Correct.
So what other ways are you shooting your shot? Because you can be funny on Instagram,
Correct.
TikTok, Twitter, wherever. People want to share it. It can be funny doing stand-up, but you still got to shoot your shot. So what have you been doing to kind of like get your name out there outside of like social media?
I always had an issue with, because that's why my friend and my manager, Aaron, he's good for me, because I've always had an issue with like walking up to a random man and be like, hey, let's discuss this, bro.
Right.
And, being raised in Los Angeles, California, and under gang culture, that's not how men approach it, especially black men. So that part, I'm still, keep it honest, still coming out of it. I'm a lot better than I used to be, but that type thing is like, I'm learning that. I'm learning to, hey, you can, in a sense, be vulnerable, in front of somebody else and decide, like, hey, I'm not coming to you as my handout. I'm coming to you as, hey, I got this, and I want to put you on it. So, sending my material out to people as far as goes on stage, as well as, of course, on the camera. Those are ways I feel like with me and Aaron, of course, are attempting to expand my brand.
Perfect.
And keep it pushing down the line.
No, definitely. That's definitely needed, bro. Because it's just like, man, just like artists, bro. You can have best music, especially in Dallas. You've seen it.
Because we got guys with great music. Exactly.
It's just, they just missing, I'm going to say it's just the right cosign. That's all they missing.
you recognize how big that is. We've watched Drake put 10 artists in front of our face. And it was like, all right, we're not gonna listen to it unless you say so.
Yeah,
type
exactly.
time. And that's kind of been the game forever.
Yeah.
When you watch Wayne put Drake and Nicki Minaj in front of you, we probably would have listened to him,
Yeah,
but not in the capacity that we did.
As soon as you got that cosign from Wayne, it was like, okay, who is this
Exactly.
dude? Who's this Canadian?
Wayne fuck with you. Got
Yeah.
you. We'll give it a look
Exactly.
out. So that, of course, as I'm still waiting on my cosign, I think that's a huge part of it, is building, of course, relationships with people, but then having the talent and the actual product, whatever it is, that when it's time to get your cosign, everybody gonna fuck with it.
Yeah. That's the thing, staying prepared.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Get ready, so you gotta stay ready. I'm sorry, so you gotta get ready for sure.
Yeah. So I look at it this way, man. Like, even let's just looking at it business-wise. So if somebody gave me $1 million, gave you $1 million today, where would you delegate those funds to? You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff we should know because it's coming.
You know what
I'm saying? It's coming. So we have $1 million today.
I might get this $1 million check tomorrow, so I need to be prepped.
You need to be prepped for it. What you gonna do?
Need to be
You
prepped,
gonna sit in the bank? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Exactly.
You put it in the bank, right? The bank only insures up $250,000.
So y'all gonna steal mine? I don't trust them white people anyway.
It's like,
Anyway, white people see me with $1 million. They go, well, let's discuss this, nigga. Where you get it?
No, facts, bro. But yeah, that's one thing, bro. I've been trying to mentally put myself in positions for those bigger opportunities.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, that's something the gym I always try to share with people, bro. But before we get out of here, man, I do want to talk about, man, what you started earlier about, I grew up in Killeen, which is 2 hours from here, but it's, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of hood.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
It's kinda
I've driven through.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not kinda.
hood,
It is.
I mean, it's not on the level of LA, but we've been taught, programmed, as black men coming in, especially areas like that we don't really just speak to anybody.
Not at all,
we don't
yeah.
put our guards down like that. So man, like, now that we're entrepreneurs and creators, it's something that we have to learn while we're going through it. So how do you kind of like learn to put your guard down? Because you come from LA.
Yeah.
We talked about your past. It was rough. So like now you have to actually be open to discuss people, open to walking up on them, and letting your guards down, releasing this toxic masculinity, and just really trying to be vulnerable with your talents, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what's that process like
It's
for you?
I'm really happy that just yesterday I was out, but when I meet men, of course women are always been, it's a regular thing, but when it comes to men, especially black men, it's you gotta wait for them, to be honest, because you don't know where they are, mentally. So there was a guy who, he noticed me, he walked by me, he noticed me, he walked by again, and it was like, okay, I guess to confirm it, and then he came back as a third time to shake my hand. And of course you noticed it because we're standing there. I was like, I don't just want men walking by me looking at me. Like, I can see you, nigga. Like, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on?
Exactly. So for me, I've recognized that their level of comfort is important. So most guys come up to me and say, I love your shit, bro. We shake hands, and then some of them are like, I see that nigga, but I ain't gonna say nothing to him.
Yeah.
I don't fuck him. It's like, what's up? We're good. Everything's fine.
No problem.
My thing is just recognizing that hopefully, you're looking at me because you like my stuff.
Right.
And that's all that matters. If you're looking at me for any other reason, leave me the fuck alone. We're gonna shoot you outside. So don't do it. That's, for me, it's all about, of course, hoping that everybody who decides to speak to me, either as a fan or in some way coming with positivity.
Yeah.
I'm never really of concern as to if somebody got a problem with me.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out when we figure that out. So I don't approach it with any negativity. I'm hoping.
No, that's real, man. And one thing I've been trying to do with my people, bro, is teach black men how to be open, bro. Like, if you like somebody's stuff, bro, or you respect, let them know.
I've been telling people that forever, bro. You can be a fan of something.
Oh, you can be a fan.
It's the weirdest, and it's like we didn't allow ourselves to be acclimated into that thought process until someone reaches this, superstar status.
Right.
It's like, okay, you're Kendrick Lamar. Now I'll say I like you. But you, nigga, you live here. So no, I don't fuck with you. It's like, that, of course, all that comes from programming. You come up as a kid, it's like, hey, we won't fuck with them niggas. Like, why? I don't know, they live over there. We don't fuck with them. And then, of course, as you learn that for 15 years of your life. Some of these niggas do it for 20. Some of these niggas do it for now. Like right now, like 30 plus years of your life, you've adapted the notion of everybody's my enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
And once you're able to shake out of that, Now of course you got to work on what was damaged. So you're healing as we're healing, as all of us as black men as we're healing. It's I wouldn't even call it a level of vulnerability. I just call it we're being normal because we're not normal in the sense of what we come from. That shit isn't normal to hate each other because we live over here, we live over there. And I'm not speaking negatively on gang culture because it is what it is, but that's not a normal thing.
Right.
That's why outsiders look at it as, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Exactly.
We're like, nigga, no, this is cool. It's not cool.
Yeah,
we hate each other because we live on separate streets. That shit is insane. So once we start healing and we get back to where we should be mentally, then it's like, okay, we can relax.
Right,
I can say, hey, bro, I like your music.
Exactly.
Which I've been preaching for years and years. You can be a fan of somebody even if they're not Jay-Z.
Exactly.
You'll be all right, bro. It's not gonna hurt you.
Facts, man. I tell my homie Jason Lyric all the time, bro. I'm a fan of your music, bro.
Love that kid to death,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
I love that nigga, man. And the absolute first time I heard him, he did this record called OT. I was like, this nigga is hard.
Bruh.
And then finally got a chance to meet son years and years ago. Finally got a chance to meet him. I was like, no, nigga, I like it. And that's the record that, they got me. I listened to that record and then he dropped, not Billy Goat, it was one before that. Maybe one of his Brick by Brick tapes.
Okay.
I was like, oh, this nigga is
he
hard.
yeah, facts.
You got some fucking nerve being this tight, nigga.
Facts, bro.
And then, that's important to me. And there's guys like that, women like that, female artists that rap, sing. There's painters like that.
Bro.
There's everything like that. Calm down, nigga.
Yeah.
Relax, because it's okay.
It's okay to
to
rep
tell
that
somebody,
shit.
hey, I like it. I like your shit, yeah.
And share
for
that
sure.
shit don't cost nothing, bro.
At all. Every
cost-
time I've shared something, I never get a bill for it. They never charge me. So it works out. And I tell people Instagram is free. So I don't gotta pay for none of this.
Yeah.
So I can like it, I can comment on it, and I can share it for no money.
For no money, bro.
It works out perfect.
Bro, and you don't realize how far it goes too, man. Like I shared your video about I share a lot of videos, but the most recent one was the one about dating a pretty girl.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
My DMs went crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it was actually kind of mutually beneficial.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I got you some more views and followers, and then my DMs kind of blew up. I'm like, oh yeah, beloved, I'm confident.
No, trust me, sweetie. This not my shit. I'm agreeing with something.
Yeah, I agree with this guy.
Just check
it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But that's dope, bro. But man, I do want to talk about, bro. You said something earlier about, being able and honest to say that, you co-sign somebody, rock with somebody. Who was like that first person for you that really like put on for you, and it was like, man, he got it. Like, y'all should check him out.
You know what? As far goes like celebrity wise.
No, it could be local, it could be the homie, it could be, somebody from the city.
To keep it honest, it was I want to say it's my man Aaron. It was Aaron is instrumental in all of this with me because my absolute first show, as I was walking down stage, sweating in my mind profusely. Like in my mind, I was like, damn, I know I'm sweating hard as hell because I was nervous. First person that walked up on me was like, damn, nigga, you really could do this shit. Like that was huge. And that was 2014. I told him I won't ever forget that day.
That's real.
So of course that was huge to me. And then, but just generally, bro, like even when I said it's actually happening to me, so people see it, and it's like I of course I appreciate you saying it, but I really appreciate it.
Nah, facts.
Like as funny as I am, it don't matter if y'all don't care.
Right.
I could be hilarious, and that's of course that's a million people who was like, you got real talent, and people just haven't recognized it.
Right.
Niggas recognizing that I'm making you laugh. Oh, nigga, that's the world.
Yeah.
That means everything. So it's
facts.
like when it comes to the actual cosigns are literally people who like me.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Nah,
And whether it be you liked a video or you liked each and every video,
Right.
that shit matters to me. All of it.
Nah, facts. And I gotta ask this because I ask artists this too. Which of your videos that you could really remember was the one to where you kind of felt like, oh, this shit's taking off?
I was talking about men asking on the internet if women still pay for stuff and still do the this and that.
Yeah.
And it was
I
like,
remember that.
do women still pay for dates? And it's like, yeah, nigga. Like, do you date them? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, they do that all the time. Like, they don't fucking like you if they don't. That shouldn't be hard for you to understand. And that one, it did like 1 million views on Twitter. It was crazy. My mentions was fucked up for like a week, and then I end up losing that account. And I told somebody to go die. So don't do that on the internet.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah,
it's too sensitive.
Oh yeah, no, they really watching.
Exactly. Yeah, I have to procure what I say all the time because I'll just, what's gonna happen? Like I'll beat your ass if it comes to that. So, but yeah, they took that account. But I think that it was a few before that. But that video, it was like okay, yeah, for real, y'all fuck with that. Yeah, got you. Yeah.
Okay, I want your take on this too, real quick.
For sure.
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all live together?
I got 8, so no.
Okay, you and your chick living together. Let's paint that picture. Y'all living together. Are you A, I'm paying for everything, like mortgage, bills, etc. B, we 50-50, breaking everything down the middle. Or C, I'm gonna pay the mortgage, baby. You just take care of lights, water, Netflix account.
Let me speak on it from 2 ways. This is generally speaking.
Okay.
Generally speaking, do what you can afford. It's not complicated.
Right.
We argue on the internet about every 2 weeks about this. It's not
real. I've
complicated.
seen it.
If you can afford everything, don't fucking pay it.
Yeah.
Not complicated. Why would I be struggling with 2 people? It's a 2-income household. And I'm like, damn, how can I pay the lights? She got a job, nigga. Hopefully with her money.
Right.
Real simple. So generally speaking, just do what you can afford, bro. And I don't know why people argue with strangers about it. It's the weirdest thing.
I see it every day.
For me personally, if we're living together, and this is my space now, being at the age I am, and of course the money I make, so on and so forth. For me personally, I'll pay everything. I'll pay everything.
Okay.
But it's been worse than I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you in there breathing? Because I can hear you. We're not doing that today. It's my shit.
Yeah, that's what I like. I'm gonna say I'm a C person. I'll pay the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of the house. So, man, electricity, water, make sure the Netflix work. You know what I'm saying?
Please, we're putting all the streaming apps on your account. All every streaming app. HBO, Disney, Netflix, Hulu, Stars. We don't even watch the Stars. It's gonna be on there. I would say like side bills. If we were that indebted in a relationship. And I pay the rent, I pay the lights, water, etc. Whatever it is, y'all live in a house or apartment. Like solid bills, I would accrue that to my account. But when it comes to shit like streaming apps, which is an actual bill, because them niggas be fucking me up. My lord. Fucking and car insurance, things of that nature. It's like, but again, do what you can afford.
No, that's real, man.
Because if I couldn't afford it, I tell her that's not happening.
That's what I was gonna say. Make sure you got a partner to understand, because sometimes we out here on our own. Sometimes months ain't nothing coming in. Hey, babe, what you got on this mortgage?
That's a real thing,
and
bro.
She gotta be with it.
And that's a real thing, because I think if you ever get into that deep into a relationship with somebody and you're unaware as to how that person is going to, reply to you asking for some money, how the hell did y'all get here?
Exactly.
Because I'm going in knowing she got my back on, everything if it ever came to the point. So, I don't even see how that could be a confusing matter. If I come to you and say, hey, I didn't spend that, I lost it at a gambling game. Please have it. Please. Or we're going to be outside. And not
we got 3 days to pack our stuff up. So
they already emailed me, so we need to figure something out.
So what you got on it?
Exactly.
All right, man, this is a great time, bro. Last but not least, bro, leave our people who watching this, maybe a creator, don't have to be an entertainer like you or a comedian, but somebody who just wants to jump ship and work for themselves, wants to really live life on their own terms, leave them a little motivation, a little Richie Fontane gem to keep them motivated in these streets out here.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, bro, don't be afraid of this. That's mostly it for me. Like I said, when I did my first Absolute show, I was scared out of this world, but without me doing that, I would never have been sitting here with you.
Fact.
So everything I do it on faith. I hosted that joint the other day on Thursday, assuming 100 million people would come, but knowing none can come.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thing, of course, because that's embarrassing. Anything can embarrass you when it comes to, of course, you putting yourself out there, because there's always a level of vulnerability, of course, that you got to be at. So I would tell people just to do it and not be afraid of it. Because if it don't work, well, you're in the same spot anyway.
Right, and at least you try.
If you want to be a rapper and you never attempt to rap, then you'll never have been a rapper.
Right.
If you want to be a rapper and you attempt to rap and then it don't work, well, at least you know it didn't work.
Right.
So you'll never know if you don't try it. Yeah, so I tell people don't be scared of it, bro, because if you want to do it every night, if you not doing it, it's going to keep your ass up. I know it kept me up. So don't be afraid.
And that's real. You heard that here. COSIGN Conversations with Richie Fontane. Make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. We'll put the link in the description. Watch his videos. You'll find some relatable content. If you're anything like me, which a lot of y'all are, because y'all DM me, follow him, man. He has some great content on there. Keeps me rolling. And don't forget, fellas, knees out all summer.
Please and thank you. This is a pregame.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready. My knees are baking.
Yeah.
Because I'm a moisturize my shit. My shit gonna shine like hell today.
Say, we're doing knees out and thigh taps all summer.
There you go.
So, as always, continue to live the COSIGN life.
COSIGN.
Peace.
Hey guys, what's good? Thanks for supporting COSIGN Magazine by watching this video. If you really enjoyed this content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share.